like to welcome everyone to my garage. Welcome everybody to my new garage series that will hopefully be full of tips and tricks and different ways for you to get the most out of your garage space, whether it's a single bay, 3-bay, big garage, small garage, workshop, whatever you've got. I'll hopefully be getting you guys some material that'll help you to get the most out of your workspace. Today we're going to be going over my garage. I'm going to do a quick overview as an intro to this series. These videos are going to be airing every Wednesday at 11 a.m. You'll still get your Saturday 11 a.m. slot, but this is a second slot. As you can see by some of those intro beauty shots, my garage isn't particularly big. It is a 2-car garage, but there is not a lot of extra room. It was definitely designed just to hold 2 cars and a little bit of extra supplies. I have way more stuff in here than I think this garage was ever intended to hold. But the key to that is you have to get creative. Just because you have a small space doesn't mean you can't put things in it. Right now we're looking at the right wall, which as you can see holds all of my tools on a pegboard. Some people like pegboard, some people don't. I like it because everything is out and easy to see, easy for me to get to. If someone else is helping me, it's a lot easier for them to find tools. And as you can see, there is a ton of tools up on the wall and they don't take up any space. This is the bay that my wife parks in, so her car is always in here and I can back it out if I need more room to work. In the bottom right hand corner of the shot, I've got all my jacks and jack stands because those are heavy and I want them close to the door because they're usually used outside on the driveway, so that way I don't have to carry them very far and they're out of the way when I'm not using them. A little higher up on that wall, I've got a bunch of wood stored on the top right and a bunch of extra tires and wheels stored up on the top left. I'm going to be showing you how to make all of these things, so if you have any questions, don't worry, it'll get covered in a future video. Coming over to the focal point of the garage, I have my workbench, which I did build myself. I'm going to show you how to do that in the very next video. I've got all sorts of cubbies and drawers and different little nooks and shelves underneath it to store everything I possibly can that's out of the way. Got some toolboxes on top of it over on the right. Got all of my wrenches and screwdrivers out on pegboards on the wall. You can see my drill and impact on the top left. I've got a fire extinguisher, paper towels, a vise, different clamps, and my torque wrenches are up on the wall to make sure they're out and accessible so that I have no excuse not to use a torque wrench. You can also see I've got ample lighting and speakers because no one likes to work in silence. And on that shelf I added above there, I've got storage bins, a small hand vac, and fluids in the corner. The cubbies in the top right under the tires store spray paint, different tools that have their own cases, and some bits and bobs in that little organizer in the very top right. You can see I've got extension cords and extra air hoses hanging on the wall. Pretty much everything on this side is focused on working on cars. So it's all mechanic type tools. Some of it can be used in the house, but the main focus is car stuff. As we move over to the left side of the garage, we have all of the rakes and brooms and different large pieces of lawn equipment hanging on the wall. We have our bikes hanging from the ceiling. I have my air compressor tucked over in the corner, which is permanently hooked up to a hose that goes to this 50-foot reel that's on the ceiling. We'll be going over that in a future video. Behind my air compressor, I have different scrap pieces of wood which are good for building tool storage or different things around the house. Below all the rakes and brooms, I have all of my air tools that are right next to the air compressor. Coming over a little more, we find my lone window surrounded by shelves. All of the equipment on those 2 shelves is for the house, whether it's gardening or working inside the house or paint or whatever it is. That is all house stuff, so it's out of the way and it's not mixed in with all my car tools. And as pretty much anyone who watches this channel knows, that's where my 350Z sits, so it's always in this bay. It's usually backed in, but sometimes it's pulled in. It depends on what end of a car I'm working on at that time. Lastly, coming to the left corner of the garage, I have the power tools for the yard, so weed eater, leaf blower, hedge trimmer, all that, and my tire trailer leaned up against the wall. And if you're wondering why I have so much wood up against the wall, it's because I live in Charleston. If there's a hurricane, I've got all this wood ready to go to board up all the windows. But as you can see, I've been able to put a lot of stuff in this relatively small and compact garage. As of right now, I do have a lot of videos planned for this series. They're gonna be a little bit shorter videos, but the goal is to help you guys share things that I've come up with or learned or figure out or found on the internet somewhere, so you guys can get the most out of the space that you have. So if you don't want to miss any of those videos, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and look forward to these every Wednesday at 11, and of course your regular videos every Saturday at 11. Hit that subscribe button, drop some comments below, and I will see you guys next week.